didn't have time to do the slide bio. Is it? Can you just
Okay.
share just talk about it, Madam Linda? Just present the brief bio of Mr. Armando.
So I just read the bio.
Yes, yes, you just read the bio. So sorry about that.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. The Hive Educator today present to you our first virtual chat show featuring an international acclaimed teacher, professor, Mr. Armanda Persico from Italy. And he's a professor of entrepreneurship at ITS Academia Symposium. I hope I get that right. And Mr. Persico was a chartered accountant. He turned a teacher who has been involved in the teaching of financial literacy and entrepreneurship since 1996. And he is currently working with the Institute of Vocational Training, which extended the JA program, Enterprise in Action. He is also involved in teaching financial literacy and entrepreneur education in high school since 1996. He created a network of European teachers dedicated to teach entrepreneurship in their schools. And this involved more than 1,000 teachers from 15 European countries. Yeah, that is a great contribution. He has managed to pioneer projects with these European schools for the last decade. He won several European competitions, which allowed his students to travel and create various joint ventures with their peers in Europe. His innovative approach to teaching has meant that 14 of his students so far has won 16 European prizes, including 4 Italian national competitions. And nearly 20% of his students are now running companies that have created about 800 jobs in total between them, and they have registered a total of 3 patents. I hope I still get it right. And his teaching has achieved a great deal of recognition. In 2010, he is the JE European Teacher of the Year. In 2011, in Milan, he won the JA Italy Ambassador Award. In 2013, he won the International Award for Best Practice from the Ministry of Education. In 2015, he won the Confidentiaria Bergamo Teacher Award. 2016, he's the Best Italian Teaching Activity. And he also won the Top 50 Global Best Teacher Prize Award in 2017 in London. And the same year, he is the best Italian teacher. He got the prize from his Ministry of Education in Italy. And also the same year, he received the prestigious award, Premio Italo Agnelli. And now he is also the finalist for the Innovation Education Award at GSS Education in 2018, 2019, and 2020. And now, I hope I got all that right, and maybe you have more awards. So we are very happy to introduce Mr. Armando.
Hello.
So,
Okay.
thank you very much. After this presentation, after this introduction, I think that I have to bring all my awards on my shoulders. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, thank you very much for this invitation, because I'm very proud. I was part of another meeting last year with IDEC, so thank you so much, my dear friend, for this new opportunity to meet such important and motivated teachers of your country. So I'm here to give some tips, some suggestions to all of you. I received a lot of questions, so I think that I will try to answer to all the questions because I think that all the questions are very, very important and very, very in deep. So I will try to do my best to give some suggestion to all of you. So I think that I can, if you agree, I can start with the questions and to give my answers. But if you want to interrupt me in order to have more new words about the question, please feel free to interrupt me, and I will be very glad to answer in deep. Okay? You agree? Do you agree? If yes, okay.
So are you going to read the questions, or
Yeah,
should we help you?
yeah. I can read the questions and give the answer. But if you wanted, you can read the question, and I will try to give the answers as you want.
Okay. All right. Since we are helping you out today, allow us to begin. Can we begin first?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess this question posted. There are quite a number of teachers who are interested in this, and when I read your bio data, that is also the first question that was on my mind, and that's what makes you change your career from accounting to teaching position. So let's begin with that, shall we? Thank you.
Yes. This is very important because it's the starting point for me. So thank you for this question. Yes, the accounting career was I was dreaming about this career, but when I find out that there were a lot of impersonality in the relationship with the customers, I tried to find new ways for my life. And the way with the capital letter, so it's very important, was to teach, because teaching is the way to realize yourself. When you are in front of students, in front of young people, I was young in those times. I think that the personalization, the relationship with the students, the relationship with the young students was the reason why I switched from the career of accounting into career of teaching.
So how old were you then? I mean, that transitional time.
Yeah, 10 years. I was chartered accountant for 10 years. And after 10 years, I changed totally my life.
Right. Okay. All right. I tried to sum up with some combine some of these questions. So there are a few that's the top on the list. Concerning this switching of you from accounting to education. So there is this one interesting question, and that's what's your main inspiration of becoming an expert in entrepreneur and this vocational study? What's the main inspiration?
Yeah, the main inspiration was students because, of course, because when I was listening to their reasons why they didn't like to study only because it was an honor to study. I don't know if I can express myself, but when I was young, there was the honor of study. So studying it was very important for the society, for the today and 20 years ago, I realized that the young people claims for the reason why they have to study in that moment, in that moment. So I couldn't say, okay, you have to study because it will be very useful for you in the future. But you have to give the reason why to study in that moment, today, not only for the future. Okay, it's normal because you have to study because this is your future. Okay, this is very useful for your future. But if you are able to say, for instance, it's a simple example. You have to study English because you can be in relation with your peers, with your international peers. This is a reason why you have to study English today. Of course, it is important to study English because when you are in your company, when you will be on the job, it will be very important to speak English. It's normal, but if you are able to give the reason why it's very important to study today, um, with some examples, with some situations, then it's easier for the students to understand why it's very important to study. So in this way, I changed my approach from the books, from the only the transferring of my concepts into the entrepreneurial approach, because entrepreneurial is the reality, is the and then after the practice, after the practical way of studying, then you can go ahead and abstract yourself, and this is the learning I learned from Leonardo da Vinci, because I think that you know very well Leonardo da Vinci, because Leonardo da Vinci was a genius, and he started from the practice, and then he um, uh, yeah, he invented, he designed a lot of masterpieces.
Okay. So do you actually when you are in the class, do you relate this your role model? I assume Leonardo da Vinci is your is someone who inspire you. So do you apply his passion for creating producing something into your
Yeah.
class?
Leonardo da Vinci was a great observer of the reality. He was very, very interested in a lot of things. So from the human body into the how to give the best representation in paintings, how it is possible to create the not the helicopters, but the first starting point of the helicopters, and so he was very, very interested in a lot of all the things that the reality he was in front of his person.
Okay, Mr. Armando, can you elaborate on one of the project or initiative that you are particularly passionate about, and what are the lessons that you learned and you can share with us?
Yes, I started when I was when I changed my way of teaching. I introduced the first course of international marketing, in which there were in my institution, in my school, of course, and in this case, there were so 5 students from the Netherlands, 5 students from 5 students from Spain, sorry, 5 students from Portugal, 5 students from Italy, of course. So an international classroom, and then they spent 1 semester in Italy, 1 semester in the Netherlands, 1 semester in Spain, and 1 semester in Portugal. And what I have learned from this new course, that you can learn from each other. So if you are open in an international level, you can learn from the Dutchies, the Portuguese, the Spanish people, with their way of living, their way of studying, their contents, of course, and this enriched myself. It was a new important discover for me, because it is possible to really become more enriched in your life, because you can know many people, many way of life, way of living, and so on. And I think that it's not important only the studies, but also the whole life of people.
Okay. With From what I see, you said you have from Spain, Portugal, and Italy. So, do you find it hard to teach students from different country, or do they have the uh, fundamental the same? Like what you say, you learn English. That means all of them, you teach them in English,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
and then are they, because each country they have their own education system, so when they come together, does it enrich or does it hinder the group?
Yeah, they enrich themselves because they have the opportunity to live together, to
Yeah.
live in other country, and so they spent 2 years in four. They are spending 2 years in four different countries. So um, it's yeah, it's very important because and it is very important that the for instance, in this case, the European Commission can finance grant these special exchanges. Okay, so not only in one country, but in in four different countries in 2 years. So in a short time, four different semesters for different um, experiences.
How do you keep them the basic standard of requirement needed to join your course?
Yes, yes. They have to be enrolled in their own university or in school institution, of course. Okay, and then they can they can ask for be part of this special opportunity. So this is the only requirement is that they should speak English at a good level, of course, because all the lessons are held in English in each country. Okay, and they should be um, available to go abroad, to live together. So we keep we take in an account that they are able to live together in the same flat, for instance, in for 2 years.
Okay. My last question is, does this course open for students outside European country? Does
No,
Malaysian
no,
enter
no,
join in?
no. Unfortunately, not because this is for the law, for the European law, because only the European citizens can apply for, and you have to be enrolled in one of the four institutions that are running this project. But I think that because the method is the same, you can find in for other kind of projects because I think that there are some grants from other countries, from other institutions, other international institutions, in order to have this not the same not the same course, of course, but to plan to organize this kind of courses. But I don't know which institutions.
I guess that's okay. Just to be fair, I know you have the list of questions with you, but are there any questions that really that you are burning to answer among the other questions? Yeah, so we give that we leave this time for you to like go through with the questions and to answer our audience questions. Yes.
Yes. Many questions are burning to me, but so I will try to to select some questions. So
best.
not the best because all the questions are very interesting. But of course, we have half an hour, But so, thank you very much for all the questions. I have one. The the name is Elsa, so thank you very much, Elsa. How to gain confidence for communication skills, and yes, I think that the answer could be, of course, practice, practice, practice. Okay, if you are able to transfer your concept when when you are in front of an audience, because you practiced a lot of times what you are saying, what you are telling to the audience. I think that is the best way to be in confidence with your communication skills. And this is the same answer for another question. How of the same person? How to make others listen to us and let them interested with our talk? And this is a great question because at the same time, if you practice, and I can add, don't be on the clouds, because if you are transferring, if you are talking about something that is not real, okay, you can't catch the audience. And I can add again, read, be informed, go in deep in the concept that you are talking about, but not only because you are talking about of this concept, but because you are interested, you are passionate for this concept. And if you have 5 minutes of your time, you can use these 5 minutes to read, to but not only to read on the web pages on the internet, but also to read books. maybe I'm an old man, so sorry for for this recommendation, but I think that if you are able to read books, to leave the papers, to leave the pages, to leave the books, then you can be able to give to the other people something interesting. Yeah, maybe I'm an old man, so I love to read. I love to read the books. Maybe I'm not updated. No, I'm joking. So because I love to read also in the internet pages, but I love to read books, and I buy a lot of books every not every day, but every week, because I think that if you write a book, um, you you have something to transfer to the other and to the others. And if you read a book, you can catch something useful for you, and um, um, still in order to be interesting for the others in a talk, for the audience. I think that you have to anticipate the subjects. What does mean anticipate the subject? You have to be the first one in order to introduce the concept. For instance, when in the 1996, I changed my approach from the theory to the practical way of teaching. It was impossible to change because in the minds of the teachers, there were only there was only the books. The books are important, and I told you something about the books before. Of course, are basic, of course, but it is at the same time very, very important to start from the reality. And when I changed my way of teaching, it was very hard to convince my colleagues, the other colleagues, that we should change our approach. In those times, I was the leader, but the leadership was very, very hard for me. But I I demonstrated the changes in the students because they were more smart, they were more ready to face the changes, the um, the new ages and so on, because they had the method, not only the concepts, but the method um, in uh, in their life and their lives. And this is very, very important, because if you have the method, if you are ready for the changes, if you have the right tools, the right mindset, it's not a problem if you don't know exactly the subject, but you have the tool in order to go in deep in this subject, without the assistance of the teacher, because the life is not, you are not ready for the life if you depends on on the teachers, on the yeah or, and so you have to teach to our students to be independent, to be ready for life. And this is another question, because I have to find out the question. Yes, what are some changes in this new digital age for entrepreneurs? So this is the question. It's a little bit wider than the thoughts that I talked about before, but it's the same method. If they it's not a problem if today there are new digital challenges for the entrepreneurs, because 40 years ago there were other challenges, and 100 years ago there were other challenges. Today the challenges are the new digital age, of course, for entrepreneurs. But if you are if you have the methods, if you have the right mindset, if you are an entrepreneur that could anticipate the future, because you are a leader, but not a leader, an opinion leader, but you are a leader because you are very strong on this subject, on this concept, on this product, and you can anticipate the future, not only in the big products, such as the mobiles, the mobile phone, or I'm not only talking about Steve Jobs, for instance, but I'm talking about the each single people, each single young people, each single entrepreneurs. Also, I'm talking about small entrepreneurs, because if they have the opportunity to be the leaders, be the anticipators, be the people who are able to have new ideas, to solve the problems, to look to the reality and be able to solve the problems that the reality is giving us. In this way, they can be able to to face the challenges. Just a little. I can add. Yes, the new digital age is the metaverse, is artificial intelligence is so you can find more and more concepts for young people, for entrepreneurs, but you can be able to face the challenges if you have those characteristics, those features.
Okay. There's a question concerning students from the age 7 to 12. That's primary school in Malaysia. Do you encourage teachers in junior schools to delve into this entrepreneurship learning? And have you
Yes,
ever
yes,
and,
yes,
and
I can, if you are seeing my smile, you have the answer.
what is
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
teaching young students?
yeah, yeah. But if you think that the young students, I
Seven,
change. I'm sorry.
7 to 12 years.
Yeah, no. When I was young, when I was 7 years old, okay, I had my um, mm, magazines for children's, Mickey Mouse, for instance, other, I don't know, some comics, okay, on the books, okay. I read this kind of books, okay, and then I have a lot of these magazines, these comics on my table, okay, and I thought, but if I can bring these comics in the street and sell I can um, um, earn something. Okay, I can learn how to sell. I can learn that there are someone that is interested in my product. Okay, I can learn something about accounting. Okay, and I can I can say I can save the planet because this is a circular. The first is not the first example, but an example of the circular economy. So, if the teachers can push the students to sell on the street their lemonades, okay, their comics, their small patchworks, okay, their inventions, their, I don't know, okay. Mm? So starting from the small ideas to the best ideas that can change the world, okay, I don't know. But it is important for them. Okay, if you see that the entrepreneurs, if you think that entrepreneurs are not born, but they can learn how to be an entrepreneur if they can stay on the street, on the road, okay, and talk with the customers, sell something, and realize that they can also they can fail, because if they are selling comics that are not um, so the customers are not interested in these comics, okay, no problem. Okay, we can teach to the students, to the young students, that they can fail. In this way they can change maybe their product. They can select other products. They can okay, but this is not a problem if you fail, because you can learn from the failure.
Mistakes. Yeah.
Okay,
True.
so you can think how many lessons you can learn from this action.
Yeah, true. I agree with you. So a lot of us we learn from our mistakes. You know, we fail, but the difference is that whether we want to give it up, or we want to, you know, try another way. You know, the thing about this entrepreneurship is that is our ability to sell our ideas, isn't it?
Yeah,
To get
yeah, yeah,
people to be
yeah.
interested in
It's
what we have.
very important. Yeah, and this is very important because it's like to sorry if I say these words, but to launch the baby into the swimming pool.
I've seen
Okay,
that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same
Yeah.
expression in English, but in Italian we say, yeah, the translation is to launch the baby in the swimming pool. Yeah, so it's very important because if you take um, the um, the baby um, uh, um, in English, I don't know. The translation is in a glass bell. I don't know if the same expression, a glass bell. Okay,
Okay.
when you take when you keep the baby, the young students in a um, in a situation that is not yeah, it's not for them. It's only I can say you build in your mind the situation, but it's not real. Okay, uh, but if you launch the young students in a real situation, okay, the woods, the I don't know, the how to cultivate vegetables. If you think that how to cultivate the vegetables is very important because you have to calculate the perimeter. Okay, so there is math. You can talk about the seeds, and then you can talk about biology. If you think, because you have to change your mind from the the subject into the object of observation. So it's the object of observation that determine which competencies, with skills you should have to solve the problem. It's an holistic view. Okay.
Sound like our national assessment.
Yeah,
When
I
we
think
assess
the teacher also play a role here. Before you launch the baby into the swimming pool, I think you have to make sure it is safe and fun for the baby.
I never did that to my children.
Yeah, you,
But
you don't
I'm
just
considering
launch
it
it.
on my future grandchildren.
You must be there. I think when you launch a baby, you must be
That's
there
true.
as an anchor. If you are confident, the baby will be confident too. So I think, in my opinion, the teacher play a major role here. The
Yes.
teacher to show that they are confident, they are positive, and then they must, have the vibes and aura to show to the students that you can do it. I'll be here as your anchor, but you can do it. I think that is what you are trying to say here, Mr. Amado.
But you have to convince them that you are really there to catch them.
Yes. You cannot launch the baby and say, "Oh, I don't know how to swim."
that's our role as a teacher.
Yeah, then the baby also get panic.
To have that our
Yes,
students
yeah.
to
Of
trust
course.
us really.
Yeah.
So we come to this one question I think posted by one of the uh, teachers concerning evaluation. Is that how you evaluate
Yeah.
your students? Now we
Yes.
have this CEFR kind of thing. Is English curriculum I think now known in Malaysia, but we adopted that way to evaluate our students based on this holistic criteria. So we
Yes.
are
Yeah. Sorry, this is the last question because then I have to leave the meeting,
Yes.
and so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but because I am passionate,
we should
so
have second section.
yeah. But in this case, I would like to be also still disruptive. Okay, so if you start from the mark, so if the problem is the mark, okay, how to evaluate the students, then you are observing only one little piece of the student, okay. Only uh, i I have some concepts. I transfer these concepts to the students, and then I expect that the students um, give back to me the same words, the same concepts, and then they have a good mark. Okay, they are happy, but they are not experienced the subject. Okay, so if the mark is the only thing that you have, then that the families, the institutions, the schools, so um, uh, we we help the students only to study because there is the mark, okay, the marks. But if you change your approach and you observe the students in different situations, okay, so while they are selling the comics, while they are cultivating the vegetables, when they are and they are using the right tools, the right skills, the right knowledges in that you transferred before or that you are transferring during the lesson, okay, then you can observe students in the whole situation they are, okay, and not only for the little knowledges or that little small knowledges, few knowledges that you are transferring. So, for instance, if you are bringing the students in a trip, okay, then you can observe them in different situations, okay, and you can evaluate them if they are reaching the skills. And if you are not reaching the skills, you can help them to give the right tools in order to reach to solve the problem. Okay, so it's not only study for the mark, but it's also to study for not study, yeah, study for the reason why I'm leaving.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
Okay.
So
I hope everyone can on their cameras. So we
Yeah.
take a group shot first before we
end of
meet
the
Mr.
session.
Amado farewell because he has a meeting at 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So
So yeah,
yes,
while they are opening their camera,
camera.
so is there any podcasts or channel that you are doing right now that we can follow? So
no,
you're not
no, but because I don't have time, so I have time now only for my students and for the teachers. But this is a good a good uh, yeah um, yeah, a good start.
good start.
So maybe in
All of
the
us.
future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Yes, yes.
we are very thankful that you joined us today, Mr. Amado, even though it's a short 1 hour, but it's short and sweet. And we learned a lot from you, especially launching the baby.
We have a lot to ask.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Sahajwan, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Amanda. We really apologize for the and the upcoming. We recorded this session and we're going to email it to the participants too, because I think some of them couldn't make it since it's still our working hours. But we really appreciate it, and we will continue doing this sort of online sessions, whether it's virtual chat show or webinars or master classes or discussion roundtables. So thank you so much. So everybody, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Armando. I know you have something else to do right now. So yeah, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, my
Yes,
friends.
have a nice day, Mr. Amado. Thank you so much.
Mr. Armando.
You are very, very welcome. Bye. Bye.
So for the rest of you, Asper KPM link, stay put. Do not leave yet. Where is that Asper KPM link? Let me see. I'm just searching it on our group.
So for those who are still wondering what this is, we are Hive Educators. We have our own website, and this is our first show hosting project, right? So previously we have podcasts by Azula, and we also publish teachers articles, all right?
Thank you so much.
I already sent in the link.
Okay,
So
that's
feel
good.
free
Thank you
to
so
join
much.
the community link for more
Yes,
program. Yeah, the community link. We have the community link and also the website. Do we have it? So feel free to join, and you are most welcome to contribute your writing, essays. Yeah.
So the aspect link, yeah, it works. We do have certificates link, right? Do we?
I think so. So there are
Let me
two
check.
here.
Certificate link. I think the earlier on when they register, that's the one, right?
No, this one is the attendance one. No, we have it here. We have it here. I just paste it on the group. Yes, that's what it is. So yeah, thank you so much for coming. I'm still recording, so I need to
Stop recording. Okay, thank you. And for the rest of you, chat